Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose is back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. You know why we here. You know why I'm here. You know why you here. It is Royal Rumble season. The Royal Rumble is this Sunday as we make our way to the road of WrestleMania. The first prediction video of the year. I am very happy about this because I didn't get to predict last year's Royal Rumble. I didn't start doing this till WrestleMania. And I only did the review for Mania. I didn't even get to predict the matches. So for the whole year we are gonna be on WWE's heels. Trust and believe. So without further ado, let's hop into this WrestleMania predictions. It's looking kind of crazy this year. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So first match we're gonna talk about is Sasha Banks defending the Smackdown Women's Championship against Carmella. Personally, I don't know why they're doing this match again. There's no reason to do this match again. It's what more needs to be done. I mean, granted, Carmella had a hell of a match against Sasha at TLC. She had a hell of a performance. Probably the best performance to date. But what more do you need to prove in this match? Now, I get it, you know, when you really think about people to have Sasha defend against, there's not, the list is exceptionally slim. Because you have Bayley, now you got Carmella. Unless a SmackDown superstar,
WWE Smackdown. Stars include Michael Coulthard, John Layfield, and Glenn Jacobs.
Anyway. The list for Sasha Banks to defend the championship is relatively slim. So unless somebody wins on Sunday, there's not that many people for Sasha to really defend against. So with Carmella, okay, fine. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing as TLC. Sasha's gonna retain. It's not a problem. I mean, if you want to put this match on the card, fine. I don't care. It's just I don't see a purpose for this match anymore. It's not like it was a super close. I mean, it kind of was and kind of wasn't. But not many people really want to see this again. I don't technically want to see this again, but it is what it is. We got to deal with it. So we move on. I'm washing my hands with it. Another match that I'm pretty much going to wash my hands with is Charlotte and Asuka defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Reason why I'm washing my hands with this one is because I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see this either. I don't. But with the problems that Charlotte has been having lately with not only Lacey Evans, but her own father, that could create an interesting narrative for this match. I mean, Charlotte may not be focused in the match. She may be focused on something else. She might have her mind on something else. And maybe that will cause Asuka to notice. And then Asuka is probably going to get at her like, why are you not focused? Your head's not in the game. This, that, and third. And maybe Lacey Evans and Ric Flair make an appearance in this match. And maybe they cost Charlotte and Asuka the tag team championships. Which means Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler could pretty much win this match. Does it make sense? Absolutely not. Is there a point to this? Absolutely not. Because technically, if they win, what are Baszler and Jax doing on the road to WrestleMania? Because they pretty much could defend their tag team championships at Mania. But against who? Because WWE has no teams. So who are we defending these titles against? Right now, I don't know how it's gonna be. It could go either way. Charlotte and Asuka could retain, or Nia and Shayna win based off a distraction, or maybe ego collision with Asuka and Charlotte. Something could happen, and probably leads to Charlotte challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Depending on what happens at the Rumble, we'll get to that. But it is what it is. But if I was to pick a winner, the more logical answer for me, the most WWE logical answer would probably be Shayna and Nia winning based off Lacey and Ric Flair costing Charlotte the titles, or Charlotte and Asuka butt heads, maybe something like that. So that's the most WWE logical answer I can give. So that's that. All right. So next up, KO, Kevin Owens challenges Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship in a last man standing match. Kevin Owens said the Smackdown before TLC, in order to beat me, you have to kill me. And let me tell you something, Mr. Owens. Roman will probably do just that. Because once you said that, you give Roman carte blanche to beat the living hell out of you. And that's probably what will happen. This will probably be a beatdown, a fight. It's like Kevin Owens is going to get up. He's going to keep getting up. Roman going to have to find a way to keep knocking him down and make sure he stay down. Does Jay interfere? I don't know. Possibly. Well, yeah, probably interfere. Jay's interfering in every other match, so he probably will interfere in this one. I don't see Roman doing this alone. Roman has not done this alone at all. So I don't see him doing this alone. But I do have Roman Reigns walking out Universal Champion. As much as I would love Kevin Owens to win, Roman is just too hot, right? He is too hot. He's too good. You can't take the title off him right now. Nope. With Mania looming, and considering what we don't know what's going to happen in these Rumble matches, you can't take the title off Roman. You can't. We're going to get to the Rumble, because there's a lot we got to talk about in that Rumble, but right now, you can't take the title off Roman. Roman's winning. Pretty much probably beating the living dog mess out of Kevin Owens. But it's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be a match, bro. It's going to be a match. So I got Roman Reigns winning. Next. Drew McIntyre defends the WWE Championship against Goldberg. I have a 100% confidence that Goldberg is walking out WWE Champion. I don't want that to happen, but it's most likely that will happen. Now, what happens in this match is going to determine a lot in the Royal Rumble, and that's what makes this match that much more intriguing. Because I've been hearing, and I've heard predictions such as, if Drew McIntyre wins, then Goldberg goes to the Rumble and he wins the Rumble, but he challenges Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Or if Goldberg wins, Drew McIntyre gets to the Rumble, wins it again, becomes the first back-to-back winner of the Rumble since Austin, and goes on to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. then the whole question is what happens to the WWE Championship. Now I don't know the direction that they're gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I get the feeling more than anything that Goldberg is walking out WWE Champion. He should not. He doesn't deserve to. But this is what WWE is giving us. So, because it doesn't make sense for Goldberg to come back and automatically lose to Drew McIntyre. What? You mean tell me you couldn't build somebody else to face Drew McIntyre? You had to find Goldberg who will walk in here and lose? No, he's not losing. Goldberg doesn't just walk in and lose, bro. He only did that one time, and that was against The Undertaker. Other than that, he never just walked in here and just said, hey, I'm going to lose. No. Every time Goldberg comes back, he always wins. He did it against Brock. He did it against Kevin Owens. He did it against Dolph Ziggler. He did it against The Fiend. He did it against somebody else. No, those are the 4 people he did it with. Over the last 5 years since Goldberg's come back. That's what he's done. He's only lost twice. It's like, at this point, Goldberg's not losing, bro. He's not. I don't see him losing. I don't want him to win, but I don't see him losing either. So Goldberg wins the WWE Championship. That's just how it goes. Maybe in a good 3-minute match full of spears and claymores. Maybe a jackhammer in there. I don't know. But okay. He's not winning. But we'll talk about it. I got Goldberg winning. Sadly. Alright. So, now, let's get into what this pay-per-view is about, and it is the Royal Rumble matches. I'm going to start off with the women's Royal Rumble match. And this one could be interesting. Because I personally have Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble. I do. Her and Sasha at Mania? Oh, it's box office. It's going to be a great match if that happens. But then again, Bayley could win. Bayley could win, and then Bayley has that match with Sasha at WrestleMania. I would appreciate that too. Because I thought that's the direction they were going anyway. But I had when Bayley betrayed Sasha, I thought Sasha was going to be out for that rest of the time, for the rest of the year, then return to the Royal Rumble, then win the Rumble, then challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I had it like that. Instead, they had it where Sasha beat Bayley at Hell in a Cell, then they had another match on SmackDown, and now we're in a situation where if they still have Bayley and Sasha in their heads for Mania, then Bayley has to win the Royal Rumble. So I got Bayley and I got Bianca Belair. I got one of the two. Now another name has been sprinkling around. And that's Rhea Ripley. Now, if Rhea Ripley wins, then Charlotte is walking into WrestleMania as the Raw Women's Champion. And then it'll be Charlotte versus Rhea at WrestleMania. Basically a WrestleMania rematch of last year. Now, considering the fact they're doing WrestleMania within the confines of the same stadium they were supposed to do it last year, and in the same format, 2 nights, we could literally see a whole bunch of rematches that this mess of WrestleMania. And that'd be stupid as hell. I hope they don't do that, but I get a feeling WWE got no idea. Well, they don't have any ideas, so they probably will go that way. So if they do that, then it's going to be Rhea winning the Royal Rumble and then her going to WrestleMania to challenge Charlotte, who eventually will beat probably Asuka at maybe Fastlane or Super Showdown or wherever the hell. Well, it can't be Super Showdown, so I say probably the Elimination Chamber, Fastlane, wherever the hell they got it. She walks into WrestleMania as the Raw Women's Champion and challenges Rhea, and Rhea Ripley challenges her. If it's like that, I don't know. But That was my picks. I actually had Shayna Baszler at one point winning the Rumble. Only because if you really think out of every woman, she was probably the only one to have some type of momentum. She was the only one to have some type of momentum. Because she was the only one with winning a couple matches here and there. Not many people were winning matches. Not many people had a little streak going. Besides maybe Sasha Banks and Asuka, that's it. Even Asuka lost 2 weeks ago. So in that sense, it's like nobody really has momentum to win this match. So yeah, so Wikipedia has told me there are 13 confirmed women in this match. Now, again, I think Rhea Ripley's going to be in it. You know you're going to have a couple of NXT people in this. You can see some comebacks. You know, Nikki Cross will probably make a comeback in this match. I'm pretty sure Lana will be back in this match, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a moment where Lana will get her revenge finally when she eliminates maybe Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler or both at the same time. And that'll be the moment for her. Like, after everything she's been put through, that'll be her moment. So I'm like, cool, fine, all right. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. But other than that, this is going to be a solid Rumble. It's going to be a good Rumble. Good Rumble match. I got either Bianca Belair, Bayley, or Rhea Ripley. One of the three. Now, that is probably the most, those are probably the three jot down biggest winners of this match. The men's Royal Rumble match, however, since I've heard the last 2 weeks, not heard, but since I have really sat here and listened to a whole bunch of predictions, this match could go a myriad of ways. And that's scary. That's scary. This is the most unpredictable match I probably have ever really sat here and really tried to predict. Because for me, I wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Because it made sense. Daniel Bryan wins, who else? You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're going to put AJ Styles in the main event. AJ Styles main event Mania. Why not? You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. But since you already had him and Drew at TLC, that match is already scraped. So you can't really do that. Now, if Drew McIntyre is the WWE champion heading into Mania, you know what I'm saying? So, Daniel Bryan win the Rumble, okay, you know? Now, there's a myriad of ways that this can go. So, Edge has confirmed on Monday that he will be in the Royal Rumble. So Edge will make his return in the Royal Rumble. Braun Strowman, who maybe, how many minutes ago? A half hour ago, made his return to WWE after being suspended after Survivor Series in November. After being suspended. Pretty much will be in the Royal Rumble. And I assumed he'd be in the Rumble. It makes sense. So now, including Braun Strowman, there is a combined 21 confirmed names for the Rumble. Which means there are 9 spots that could have some surprises. For me, I think, I believe Aleister Black should come back in this match and make sense. They need to use Aleister Black. This would be the perfect time to use him. Why not? Andrade should come back. I don't understand why this man was never drafted. Hello, use him. Thank you. Who else I think about? I said Braun Strowman come back. Now, as I said earlier in the WWE for the WWE Championship match, whoever wins that match, it seems the loser is in the Rumble. So it could go like this. It could go, if Drew wins, Goldberg's in the Rumble. And then Goldberg wins the Rumble. And then he will challenge Roman Reigns. If Goldberg wins, Drew's in the Rumble. Drew wins it back-to-back years. Drew challenges Roman Reigns. Or he would challenge Goldberg and try to get that win back, which would make no damn sense. So Drew Roman is probably the most logical answer. With Edge being the Rumble, Edge could win the Rumble. Edge could win his second Rumble and challenge for the WWE Championship, preferably Drew McIntyre. Sheamus could win the Rumble and then challenge Drew McIntyre, since we've kind of had that pushed to the side a little bit. Now we could bring that back up, which means Drew McIntyre would beat Goldberg this Sunday. What other ways they wanted to go? They wanted to go. I've heard so many other things. Daniel Bryan could win. Daniel Bryan could win and challenge for the Universal Championship. There's so many different ways this match can go. I thought Daniel Bryan was locked. Apparently he's not. Because since WWE has no plans for WrestleMania, they have a myriad of ways they can go. And that's a problem. Now, me personally, I like the unpredictability. I love the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. I wish a lot of matches and a lot of things could go that way in the 21st century. But because of the internet and social media, that never happens. That will never happen. So for them to have any way they can go, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because you just don't know what's going to happen. It's a bad thing because whichever way you go, you have to make sure the other way is dealt with. Because think about it. If Goldberg wins the Rumble and challenges Roman Reigns, since we didn't have that match last year, and he faces Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, what happens with Drew McIntyre for the WWE title? Who's facing that? There's so many, maybe. Well, at that time, it's like if Goldberg wins, Goldberg faces Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, then Sheamus will probably win the Elimination Chamber, then face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Okay. If Drew McIntyre wins or loses the WWE Championship, then go to the Rumble to win it, then faces Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. What happens with Goldberg and the WWE title? Who faces that? That one I don't know. I have to really sit here and think about that. Because that's an ultimate rub. Who the hell beats Goldberg for the WWE Championship? That's an ultimate rub. At Mania? That's an ultimate rub. Somebody can get that anytime. If Edge wins the Royal Rumble, Edge will face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, because it doesn't make sense for him to face Roman for the Universal Championship, because Roman will probably win that. So that makes no sense. If Daniel Bryan wins, Daniel Bryan goes for the Universal Championship, as we have really been trying to stir up the pot. But who faces the WWE Champion? It all depends on what happens. So right now, it's up in the air. It's up in the air. I would like Daniel Bryan to win. It makes sense. In a fantasy world, I would like Cesaro to win. in a fantasy world, I want Cesaro to win. Cesaro to win, go to WrestleMania, challenge for the Universal Championship. I would appreciate that very much so. But it's not going to be that way. So there's about 4 to 5, maybe 6 different scenarios that WWE can go. Once we know what happens on Sunday, then everything will become a little bit clear. But it all depends. And that's the Royal Rumble. I am ready. I'm strapped in. Royal Rumble, baby. Let's go. First pay-per-view of the year. What happens on Sunday will hopefully paint the picture of how the rest of the year is going to go. We'll see. All right, but until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love, support. As always, if you want to see more of my content, I have a lot of it on this channel. Please check out everything I talk about WWE. a lot on here. Please check that out. I got a lot from last year. If you like 2K, I got a whole bunch of 2K videos. I faced my man Stacks on here. I did a lot of gameplay with my guys. You know, I played my career. I got it all, man. You want to check it up? Check that out. You know, I got so much, man. I can't even talk about it, but you know what it is, man. We here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know what it is, man. So until next time, peace, love, 100. You're